Hey Moonrays, welcome back to my Sims 4 channel. Today we are in the world of Copperdale building a sweet little cottage. I do want to start out today's video by letting you all know that Miss Posy May is sitting in my lap right now, so if you hear any noise, it's her. She does like to whine and cry when I do these videos because she doesn't like when my attention is on anything but her. And if you hear anything with the microphone, that is her booping it with her nose. And it sends like a reverb up the arm of my microphone stand, so just if you hear anything, that's why she's playing with the microphone stand. But oh my goodness, you guys, how are you? It has been a crazy week here for me, filled with a lot of work. So if you guys don't know, and I don't think I've ever talked about it before, I work as an editor for my friend's YouTube channel, and I also work as a custodian at a local thrift store. So it's been a busy week for me. I only work every other week at this thrift store, but it happened to fall in the same week that I had an editing project. So things have been a little bit chaotic for me. I've been a little bit swamped, but that's okay. I am very thankful to have work. I don't think I've ever talked about what I do for a living here on this channel. I'm always a little bit hesitant to tell people that I work as a custodian because, you know, it's just one of those somebody's gotta do it jobs, and usually it gets a pretty bad reaction from people. It's super awkward when I tell people that's what I do, but it's just a temporary job. It's kind of like a side hustle to make me a little bit more money while I get this YouTube channel up and running, because my dream has always been to be a YouTuber, and so we are monetized here if you don't know, so that is one step closer to being able to live out my dream. Definitely hoping to be a professional Sims YouTuber one day in the near future, but for now I am very grateful to have my jobs, both of my jobs, the editing job and the job at the thrift store. I actually really love my job at the thrift store because basically I get what's called a hold, and I get to put all of the clothes that I want to buy back in that hold, and nobody else can buy them until I'm ready to purchase them, which is super cool. I love being able to put my clothes back there and know that when I leave the store, nobody can get to them before I can. Plus, as an introvert who loves clothing, I really love being able to shop as I work with nobody else in the store. That is such an awesome perk. So I am so grateful for that job, and there's absolutely no shame in being a custodian, that's for sure. I actually take a lot of pride in my job because I look at it as I'm helping people. It's really nice to know that I am helping someone at their job have not as hard of a time doing their job, because it's really hard when you have your job that you have to do already and then you have to clean up after yourself, which at a store can be a lot. I'm sure some of you out there don't have cleaners at your job and have to clean up after yourself, so you know what I'm talking about. It would be such a relief to not have to do that. So I see it as helping people out and making their job a little tiny bit easier, making their day a little tiny bit better. Definitely not the most glamorous job in the world, but I am more than happy to be doing it for now. Anyway, we are on to the build. As you can see, we're on to the interior of the build, I should say. And all of that going on this week is why I haven't been uploading. It's just been a lot to try to get this work project done, the editing project, and then I had to go to work on top of that at my other job. So it's been quite a lot, but I'm so happy to be back and sharing this build with all of you. I think I have 2 other builds coming up very soon that I'm going to be recording commentary for today. So I have, what are the other builds that I have? First of all, I have my ranch build, which I don't know if you're following me on social media. If you are not, all of those links are down in the description below. Over on Twitter and Instagram, I share a lot of sneak peeks at upcoming builds, and I also share them in my Discord as well, so you'll want to check those links out. But if you are following me, then you might have seen the ranch that I've been working on in, I wanted to say Copperdale. We're in Copperdale right now. What is it? Chestnut Ridge. Chestnut Ridge is the one that came with Horse Ranch. It's my first time building in that world. I'm not quite finished with the ranch yet. I'm trying to fill in some extra space, and right now I'm working with terrain, which I don't like. I hate working with terrain so much, but I'm just trying to make ponds. So hopefully it'll turn out, but once I finish that off, I will be able to upload that video. And then I also have a build that was suggested by one of my Discord server members, which was to make a house for a scenario. So I'm going to be releasing that build hopefully very soon, and that is for the New in Town scenario, I think, and it's a base game build, my first ever base game build on this channel. And let me tell you, I hate base game builds. They are so hard. I know some people find them super easy, not me. I don't like doing those. I feel like very creatively limited when I do base game builds. I just like to have fun and enjoy myself with these, but I do know that there are a lot of people who watch my videos that only have base game or are only on console and they can't download like custom content, stuff like that. So I like to try to release base game builds if I can. So I'm definitely excited to be working on more of those in the near future, and this will be the first one that you can download. It's also a starter home. I don't know how I pulled that off. It's a scenario home, starter home, and it's base game. You know, I'm proud of myself for that one. I'm excited to share it. The funny thing is, it's only like 8 minutes long. It took me no time to do that house. Unlike the ranch, oh my god, I'm literally so scared to edit that video because that video is going to end up being like an hour long. It is such a huge build. It is on the largest lot in Chestnut Ridge, the empty one. Oh wow, I don't know how long that video is. It's gonna have to be like an hour long, I would guess. So I will definitely have to edit that down. What are you doing, girl? She's standing up on my desk and now she just flopped down in my lap. So she's just always doing something. She is such a challenge when I do these videos. Oh my gosh, I have a bed underneath my desk for her to lay in, but when I record, she just doesn't like to use it. I don't know why. So also, if you see posy hairs flying all over the place past my webcam, OMG. Can I talk? No, I can't. We've discussed this. We know I can't talk. It's part of my charm. But if you see little posy hairs fluttering past my webcam, then you know why that is. It is crazy how many posy hairs fly past my webcam while I record these. I don't understand how it happens because she doesn't shed. She just there goes another one. Oh my god. She doesn't shed. She doesn't have fur. She has hair. So I don't know why every time I record that they decide to flutter past my webcam. It is so infuriating. But who cares? Who cares? I'm getting hung up on stupid little things that don't matter. Anyway, we are working on the living room right now. I absolutely love the way this living room turned out. Don't get attached to the wallpaper because I do change it. It's not a drastic change, and I think I do end up keeping the siding, but I do change it. I think I end up using the one from Horse Ranch because I really like that one, but unfortunately there just aren't a lot of opportunities to use it, at least for my particular build style. So when I realized that it would suit this build, I got really excited and I had to change it up a little bit. But I really like the way this build came together. I love the furniture that I used. I've also tried to branch out a little bit with colors. So as you can see right now, everything is very matchy-matchy, but I do try my best to incorporate a couple of different wood tones and a couple of different colors. It ends up becoming more of a yellow and blue color scheme, which I really liked. I thought that turned out so nicely. Honestly, I forgot just how proud I was of this build because the ranch that I keep mentioning is probably my best build of all time. I'm not even joking. I am so beyond proud of myself and proud of how that one came out, and I cannot wait to share it with all of you. It's my best. It's my best that I've ever done, hands down. And so I forgot how proud I was of this build. I think this one's really good too. And it's nice to know that my confidence in my building is really starting to show. I think when you're more confident in what you're doing, the better things will turn out. And so my last two builds have been really good, in my opinion. Good for me. Like I always try to say, like, I don't know if I'm the best builder or not. There are so many people out there that are way better than I am, but I'm always trying to compete with myself. I'm trying to improve upon my own individual skills and not worry about what other people are doing. I think it was at the beginning of starting this channel that I mentioned I actually really don't like to watch other people's speed builds all that much because I would get very upset that I couldn't build like them, and honestly, I have gotten over that. And I don't want you guys to think that it was like a jealousy thing. It was very much like, I want to build like them. They are so good and so wonderful, and I want to build like that, and I can't, and I didn't want to like compare myself. I didn't want to put myself down. It was definitely a move to try to protect myself, but since I've been doing this channel, I think I've grown a lot as a builder, and I don't have that same insecurity around watching other people's speed builds. So I've been watching a lot more builders lately, and honestly, that gives me so many ideas and so much inspiration, and that is something that I think is contributing to my builds being a lot better as well. So if you are a new builder, that is like the biggest piece of advice that I can give to you. Watch other people's speed builds because you can get so many ideas from those videos. Don't think about it as, oh, this person is so much better than I am. Think of it as, oh, that person came up with a really good idea that maybe I should try to implement. And then you can find a way to put your own spin on it. So one of the things that I used to do when I just started building, and this was way before my YouTube channel, this was when I had just gotten The Sims 4, is I would watch speed builds and I would just replicate what other people built. So I would watch like Little Simsy or Deligracy. Deligracy was always my favorite. And I would watch her builds and I would just like build along with her and just follow what she did. But because she has a different taste than I do when it comes to interior design and exterior designs and all of that stuff, my builds would turn out differently because there would be things that I would do to put my own spin on it. So that is something that you definitely should do if you're new to building in The Sims 4, is follow along with somebody else. Like maybe you want to follow along with the floor plan that I did, but change this build up completely with the interior and exterior. That is totally cool. Totally okay to do, and such a good way to practice building. And a less infuriating way too, I love copying other people's floor plans especially. And again, it's because as you work in the game, the floor plan, the style, everything will change. You can also follow like Pinterest pictures, Pinterest layouts, floor plans, that sort of thing. I will sometimes do that to this very day because if I'm struggling for inspiration, I just use something like that to go by, and then it will slowly turn into a creation of my own. I feel like I'm talking about so many random things today. Maybe they're not random. I mean, I am talking about building, so that's probably like, I'm probably more on topic than I usually am, to be perfectly fair. But anyway, we're working on the bedroom now. And again, you can see how I've been trying to branch out with a little bit of my color schemes because, well, I say that and I literally made this bedroom green. I cannot stop using green in this game. OMG. It's just because the greens in this game, they are top notch. Like we all know, the greens and the blues are superior to any other color in The Sims 4. That's just how it is. It is so insanely hard not to use them. But I did go and use like some different wood textures in this bedroom too. So you'll see some lighter woods and some whites, and then you'll see some black, things like that. Just trying to mix and match instead of making everything so matchy-matchy, because if you mix and match, it still looks good. And I think it adds more personality to builds. And that's what I want. I want everything to have a little bit more personality than I've been doing. I just hate it when all of my builds look the same, so I try really hard to challenge myself to do new things. One thing that I really like that I did with this bedroom is that I kind of used a dining table, but then I put a TV across from the bed and then used the other side as a desk. That is something that you can't normally do with a desk, which is why I decided to use a dining table instead. But I really love this home. I think it's super cozy and I would totally live here. The one thing that I did that I'm not sure how you guys will feel about, but I personally loved it, so I decided to do it because it's my build and I can. I ended up putting a bunch of wall lights in these rooms, and it does give the rooms a little bit of, I want to say bad lighting. It's not bad lighting, it's just really dark and really glowy. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's super cozy. I love nice warm lighting in homes. I think it's just so comforting and inviting. So I don't know how you guys are gonna feel about that, but I personally thought it was so nice. And I used the ones from Cottage Living, I believe. We haven't put them throughout the house yet. No, I put them in the living room. I apologize if you're hearing a lot of traffic today. It is the summertime and there's just a lot of very loud trucks going by my house all the time. And I'm gonna let you guys know right now, and what I'm about to say may shock you, but I enjoyed putting together this bathroom. I really truly did. I had a good time with it. I thought it turned out really nice. And honestly, I enjoyed putting together the bathrooms in my next build too. The ranch. I keep talking about the ranch. Can you tell I'm proud of it? I'm so excited to share it with you. But yeah, I've been totally enjoying putting together bathrooms lately. I don't know why. Maybe I just have found my groove with them. I don't know. I don't have an explanation for it because I have hated it and I fully expect to return to hating it. There is nothing worse than building a house in The Sims and knowing that there's one particular room that you're not going to enjoy, or one particular thing that you're not going to enjoy doing, and you're just dreading it. You're putting it off to the very end, but you know you've got to do it in order to finish the big beautiful build that you've been working working on, so I hope and pray that I will continue to like building bathrooms. I really liked how this spare bedroom turned out as well. I thought it looked really nice, and I love that swatch from Cottage Living, the bed. Cottage Living? No, have I been saying Cottage Living all this time? I think I've meant Horse Ranch. I used a lot of Cottage Living and a lot of Horse Ranch and a lot of cats and dogs, and they're all basically the same pack. I love them all, and they go together very nicely, so I get them confused all the time, but y'all are smart, and y'all probably know which is which, even when I call it the wrong thing. But that bed swatch was from Horse Ranch, and it's the one that has little Baba sheeps on them, and they're just totally adorable. Absolutely love that swatch. I would like to have that quilt in real life, please. I wish The Sims would come out with a line of decor that is based on things that they have in-game, like their most popular items. That would be so freaking amazing. Oh my gosh. I've been wanting to get a Sims hoodie because I know they have merch, but unfortunately they have a black hoodie that I've been wanting, and I think it glows in the dark or something like that, and it's out of stock. Why did I say it like that? It was like my brain was only half working. I mean, my brain is only ever half working, to be fair. But it's out of stock. Let's say it normally. So it's out of stock and I can't get it. And I've tried to put my email in to be notified of when it comes back in stock, and it literally won't let me, which is so infuriating. I want it so bad. So I guess I'll just have to keep checking back and see for myself if it comes in stock, because I really, really love it. And I want it so badly. I want a nice big hoodie to cuddle up in when the fall finally comes. I miss fall weather so much. I feel like I say that every single time that I'm on these videos, but y'all don't know how hot it is here. Oh, it's so bad. Look, I know it's hotter in other places than where I'm at right now, but for Maryland, 100 and some plus is hot. Thankfully today it's only in the 80s, so it actually feels somewhat cool. I'm not roasting as I'm recording this video, so that's awesome. Very happy for that. I just love how this place turned out. I'm so happy with it. It's adorable, isn't it? I'm a proud little builder right now. I know my builds aren't complicated, they're very simplistic, but I prefer to make a realistic exterior and just focus on making a house look lived in inside. That is what I enjoy doing. But we're working on the landscaping, and I really like how that turned out as well. I used a lot of Debug trees, I think, and plants. I think everything that I used was from Debug, now that I think about it. Debug just always comes in clutch. You all know, we love it. We love Debug. I do wish it was easier to navigate, but I'm just glad we have it, to be perfectly honest, because they are so superior to anything else that we have in the build by category. Category, I meant catalog. My brain. But we're working on adding some flowers. We did a little stone path with these little stone rugs that we have in the catalog. I think I ended up changing the red ones though. I didn't like it. I thought they were too bright and ended up looking a little too fake. They kind of look like polka dots when you use the brighter colors. If you use the muted tones, then they look like stones, but that looked like polka dots to me, so I was glad that I fixed it. But I really want to have my sim self live here. Like, look at this view. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love this. I love this house. I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm tooting my own horn. But you have to remember, I'm normally very, very hard on myself, so I need to let myself have the wins where I can. But we ended up using these Debug. I don't know what they're called. They always remind me of lavender. I don't know if they are lavender, but that's what they remind me of. And these are like the regular ones that you can get. I ended up swapping them out for one from Debug. I can't read what pack that came from, or I can't really see the symbol down there. I watch on a smaller screen than you guys are seeing the build right now. But these are just like those, but they're a little more white than purple, and I thought they just looked so magical around this build, so I placed them everywhere. I really wanted to have an overgrown, kind of like fairy tale type of vibe, so hopefully I achieved that. I don't know, you'll have to let me know down in the comments below. I love doing overgrown landscaping where it's just a little bit wild, not totally manicured. It's just so pretty to me. I guess I like nature more than I think I do, because I don't like being out in nature, but I really like the way nature looks. I don't like when things are so man-made or like manicured. I shouldn't say that I don't like it, but I do prefer things to look a little more natural, but still very obviously well kept. You know what I'm saying? And you want to know something weird? For whatever reason, I feel like I was getting so good at using terrain paint, and then all of a sudden I'm bad at it again, and I don't know what happened. I have been struggling with terrain paint for the last 3 builds. I just can't get it right. I keep doing it over and over and over again. I'm never happy with what I've done. So if you guys have any tips on how to use terrain rain paint properly, please leave them down in the comments below. I would love to incorporate them into my builds because I am struggling. I don't know why, but it's just been awful. I've not been enjoying terrain paint at all, which is so disappointing. I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. So please, please, if you have, I will take any and all tips. Please and thank you. You guys always save me so much of a headache in the comments down below. You guys are always here with such amazing tips and tricks that I love to implement into my builds. You guys blow me away because y'all are so incredibly knowledgeable and just brilliant, and I am not that. So you guys teach me something literally every single time I upload a video, and I absolutely love it. I am here for it. So thank you. But we are finishing up the entirety of the build now, so I am gonna get ready to go. I am actually super hungry right now. I have not had lunch. I had an iced coffee. That is all I had, with an extra espresso shot, because it's just been one of those days. But as always, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all are enjoying your summer so far. Let me know in the comments down below if you've done anything fun. As always, if you haven't already, please be sure to like the video and subscribe to become a member of the Moon Rays. We would absolutely love to have you here, and don't forget to check out the Discord, link again in the description down below. And until the next one, I love you all so much. Bye guys!